Hi, my name is Azaria James, and this is my film review presentation for Queer Studies 101. The film review I chose is titled Bottoms, which is a major film but not a good one, by Richard Brody, published on August 28th, 2023. This review is based on the film Bottoms, released in 2023, featuring Rachel Sennott, who plays the character PJ, and Ayo Edebiri, who plays Josie. While Brody thinks of the film Bottoms as entertaining and informative, he highlights the very deep lack of style and depth in which the movie carries. Brody mentions that he enjoys the casting of PJ and Josie, appreciating how their friendship represents queer female relationships. He praises the film's young cast, writing that Bottoms is a, quote, major film because of its cast, and notes that it's, quote, a gay teen comedy that exists in the mainstream. He also finds the premise amusing, admiring its bold and absurd humor. At the same time, Brody criticizes the movie Bottoms, mentioning to the readers that the movie has, quote, energy but no sense in style or structure, and mentions that, quote, there's no sense of local context or of a point in historical time, end quote, which makes the storytelling and structure of the movie feel uneven and underdeveloped. Moving on to genres and forms. The film Bottoms is a funny film and has a lot of relatable aspects that occur in queer people's daily life, like high school teenage comedy and exaggeration that's produced in this film. In Brody's words, quote, the movie's premise, a fight club for the girls at a suburban high school, has a comedic audacity, end quote. Brody understands the comedic aspects of the film. At the same time, points out that the bottom's originality is lost due to its consistent reuse of typical high school characters, defining its, quote, stock characters, perfunctory performances, and hackneyed situations, end quote, in which it is as intertwined with the other comedic films that represent the same or similar high school comedic tropes. As Brody exclaims his enjoyment of the humor throughout the film Bottoms, he finds fault with how the film's form is being presented, bringing up how the overall movie is made up of many short skits and parodies rather than a straightforward, full, and complete story, as he exclaims how the film produces, quote, energy but makes no sense of structure or style, and that it, quote, plays like a series of strings strung together, end quote. I partly agree with Richard Brody's review of Bottoms. I understand his point about the film not having a straightforward storyline and how the scenes jump quickly from one to another, almost like a series of skits or parody style moments. However, I think that's what makes this film so unique. You never really know what's coming up next. That unpredictability is what makes it funny and enjoyable for me, and I think it adds to the film's charm rather than taking away from it. In this queer studies class, I've picked up on a lot of conversations and discussions that had to do with who people are and how they are different, along with the chaos that wraps around queer history and what people had to go through. When I watched Bottoms, I made note of all the differences and unpredictable messiness that comes into action that helps more with one of the important ideations of queer expression. As Brody sees the chaos as a flaw in this film and structure around it, I see it as an important understanding and reflection of how self expression and queer identity are displayed. In conclusion, Richard Brody's review, Bottoms, is a major film, but not a good one, presents one of the many ways you can look into a film, as he views the amount of randomness and chaos that creates many events throughout the film. I see it as what makes the movie so independent and, in essence, one of a kind. It makes the characters stand out more and indicates self expression and queer creativity throughout the film. Thank you.